I just want to follow up. So I got another replay here from someone we watched yesterday. It was SlicenDice. I think it was SlicenDice. He played a Terran mech yesterday that did the BC warp at 5:30. Absolutely crushed him. He reckons he's been doing a lot better. So I just want to check it out, see how it's going. So he's been semi-active in the, I think it's the Swarm Discord or the All Things Zerg Discord, I believe it is. Just trying to help him get a better grasp on what he should be doing at the start of the game versus what he was doing. So fingers crossed we see some changes here. That pool's going to be a couple of seconds late, but look, a low plat. I think it's low plat. We can abide that. We have pulled off minerals from drones from the minerals into the gas. It's just a hard no unless you are planning on all inning. Don't do it. Getting your speed 3-4 seconds earlier is not worth losing like 80 minerals or whatever it could be. Let's just keep the drones pumping. That's it. What I don't like is these cliffs. The Overlord cliffs here give Zergs such like a false sense of security and like, oh, I can see everything that's happening, but really you can't see shit. You can't even see from this position if he's taking the CC, and you'll only see him take this gas when he takes it. You see nothing else. You have literally no idea what's going on here. If you don't see a natural, I would almost say it is probably worth it to just completely hard sack the Overlord, make 2 Overlords to be ready for it, and then see what the hell is going on. I don't even know if Ling speed would be 100% worth it. It might be better to sack the Overlord and then maybe consider cancelling Ling speed and getting into Roaches instead, because Roaches are very hearty versus a handful of Marines, whereas Lings, it's very easy to lose to small bio clumps if you mismanage your Lings. Good, we're sacking the Overlord. That's amazing. Building a Baneling nest, we saw information and we reacted. A big issue here though is now we have no vision, right? So what if he just walked across the map with this? And you might say, well, it's like 8 Marines, 6 Marines, whatever. But it doesn't take long for this to balloon into a problem, because if he gets to here, he's going to kill these before we realize it, and now he has 2 Overlords, a 3rd Overlord rallying down that are going to get absolutely crushed, right? Before you know it, now you're 3 Overlords into a supply camp. You have no way to defend yourself except building spines, and now you're in problem. This is way too early. That's way too early. And another reason is it's kind of hard to gauge when you're new, but he can't build 4 racks off one base and then like go into a BC, right? He can't, not quickly at least. So if he was going to go into a BC, it would be very delayed. He'd be looking at like 6 minutes, 6:30, something like that. Here we go. Nah, we don't even need Banes, I don't think. And the other thing we've got to be wary of is, do we have time to wait for Banes? And this is why we need to have like, oh, look at the stim. I'm pretty guilty of this as well. I'm really bad at this, especially when I'm all-inning. I don't know why this replay thing says that like everything has 200 HP. We know better. Even the Marines have 200 HP. So he's about to stim in. Our Banes are about to finish though, which is really good. That's an easy hold. Not versus the Marauder. look, it's all right. And now we want to just chase him back while making drones, because he now has nothing that can contest this. This is absolutely beautiful, right? Hey mate, how you going? Inject. So he saw there was no base. He sacked the Overlord, and with that information, was able to determine that this Terran is making some fucking Marines. And then he built a Baneling nest. He built Banelings, and just like defended the crap out of that. We probably lost. The Terran lost more resources as well. Now the Terran also has to be chased home. He's missing health from these units because he stimmed them. See, now they're 35. Now they have the right health. I don't understand. Maybe when they're paused. Yeah, when they're paused, it stays with the health, I guess, of the last unit you clicked on. Come across. We're just poking, right? When we don't have to fully commit to this. When we realize it's too much stuff, we can just go home. And that's what we should have done here, right? But that is a really good example of a fantastic raid. Didn't see a natural, sacked the Overlord, and we didn't really slow down from there. We just read everything perfectly. That was sick. That was really good. We still got a third. I'd love to see a queen on it. All things considered, though, I think we're in a really healthy spot. We went home as well when we saw them. There was too many Marines there. I've lost my music somehow. What's unfortunate? Oh wait, there it is. So, another thing we don't want to, I don't feel like we want to do is just have our units clumped here, because we have no vision on the map, right? Terran, like, he has no business being on the map with what he has, but also that doesn't stop them from sometimes doing it anyway, right? So, and what that means is he's in a position where he needs to stay safe. If he sends out this handful of Marines, he already knows you've got enough Lings to kill it. It's not going to get anything done. So what I'd like to see is like 2 Lings or even 1 Ling just like here. So if he does try and move out, you will catch him. Because what happens if your army's here and if he's just cut Marine production, right, and going into like a double drop tech or something, like he's dropped a factory and got a starport behind it, he could be in here and your Lings now have to run all the way from here back to your base. I don't know about like if maybe GMs might chip in or something, but I would say that you probably want your army on your creep almost always, unless you are decisively making an attack. And he's droning and producing Lings at the moment. Inject. So I'd say you don't want to be on the map unless you know your opponent's at home, and right now we don't know. We, like, in good faith, we believe he's at home. We can't always take that assumption either. We're kind of just like droning and building army, which is not really what we want to do. I think you kind of want to just hard focus on one or the other. Injects seem okay enough. I'd love to see the bases fully saturated though, just so we know that all of our bases are fully saturated. Yeah, the Zerg's trying to bust because this Terran did like a 4 racks opener and pushed across the map and got absolutely shut down. Like, the Marines walked onto the creep, Banelings walked in and just shredded it, and so now Terran's obviously shitting his pants a little bit. But we're doing this of a decent drone count, which is way better. This is more drones than the guy had last game. And I don't think we want to do this though. We don't want to send in the Lings first, because they're going to clog the path up. Is this enough Banes? I'm not good with my Bane math. I think 2,000 health on a Bane is ridiculous. I think you kind of want the Banes to like hit right here and get both of these bunkers, and then this game's over. But we'll see how this goes. I'd be worried about the Lings kind of getting killed. No, we want the bunkers. Not a good attack. If if you'd have gone for the middle bunker here, you would have crushed all this, and the Lings inside, the Lings would have eaten everything really easily. So another thing is, behind that, you're more than welcome to literally build like one lava with a Ling, rally it straight to here, and keep an eye on him so he doesn't push out again, and then you can drone safely. But again, this is a Terran on one base. What upgrades has he got? He's got +1, so he's got 1/1 coming, and then there's no more upgrades after that because it looks like he's never going to tech up. You got double his work account, so even though it's not been a perfect game and we've taken some bad fights, all things considered, look at the economy difference, right? You're making like 600 more resources than him, 700 resources more than him every minute. Yeah, Ling's absolutely good, can go into the main. I would have just preferred the bunkers to get smashed and then the like 20 or 30 Lings just chew on all the Marines that are standing there. We built a Roach Warren, and then we built a Hydralisk Den. Hydralisks aren't really that good. They're expensive. They're actually quite fragile. And they need 2 upgrades before they can even get into like a remotely good fighting unit. Whereas you've already got Roaches, and you can easily get... you've got Bane speed already. Yeah, I just feel like the Hydralisk Den is a trap. It does not need to happen. Again, I'd love to see this fully saturated. I'd love to... it's going to save you in the future from losing an Overlord here and even here, and maybe even one here. So if any Liberators try and sneak up, you're going to get vision of that way before then. Any drops you could do here and here if you wanted to as well. That's going to catch everything trying to come into the main. And then that's on you to react properly, right? Scouting is one part of it, but then reacting to what you see is the other part. And if you don't react to it, then there's nothing that can be done about it. But reacting is part of it. This Overlord can actually see the 3rd CC being built. I'd love for him to dive in, just so you want to check, right? Because what if he has decided to go into double BC or something stupid off the back of this? We don't want to get caught out, right? No. We're still making a good chunk more money. 16 on here, 13 on here. Let's just try and keep these bases saturated fully at the bare minimum. We're getting roach. Are we getting roach speed? We're not getting roach speed, which is a problem, right? And we're not getting upgrades. We took the Evo chamber, but then actually did nothing with it. So when you build something like an Evo chamber, it's a good idea to, until you can get used to it, put it on your hatchery key if you want. You can even put like your Roach Warren or whatever on a hatchery key, on your key as well, so you can keep an eye on it. I think I was watching someone play the other day, and they put all their tech buildings on a key, so the spire and all that kind of stuff. This Terran is miles behind, right? He's giving you the entire world to play with right here. He's building an armory, basically, so you can probably just get 1/1. We're building Hydras. We're getting the upgrades for it, even though we don't. We're getting Roach Warren upgrades as well. Look, all things considered, we could be much further apart, much further along than we are, but we are in a good position. Yeah, we're going in for a dive. What do we see? Are we actually looking at this? Yep, we see a 3rd CC. So what that tells us is that this Ling should move here, and we might be able to get away with having our army on the map, because as soon as that CC comes out, we try and kill it. Or we try and kill his army as it's transitioning to come defend it, right? You could send a couple of Lings here. He'll bring his army out. He might not realize his army can't fit through the gap as well, which also helps us. And then we can actually pounce at his army while it's like mid-walk to the 3rd base. Might speed this up a bit. Infestation pit. Amazing. Sent the Ling out to have a look at where his army was before he just commits everything to this. We have double the army value of our Terran friend here, and we also have a little advantage in the fact that this army right now sucks compared to what we have, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's ripe to get crushed. I think you just want to go for it. Stop making units and just go for it. Now, we don't have to fight that, remember? Oh, look. So, that probably went a bit fast. We cleaned up everything that he had out here, right? Except for this handful of tanks. It's planetary, that sucks. But we probably want to wait. When did the tanks get there? Are they there the whole time? No. All right, so this is exactly why we wanted the lings here, right? We wanted the ling here and we wanted the ling here, so we could catch this right now. Because as it stands right now, you just walk over this and you deny the third, and now he's a 2-base Terran again while you're on 4 bases. So this is kind of why a little bit of time is of the essence here. We want to catch him walking out, and this as well as a problem, right? Because these tanks here make this so much harder. This turns into a planetary, which makes things so much harder. We had like almost a minute here in which we could have reacted and taken this out, and he nudges the tanks, like wedges them right into the corner next to the 3 bunkers in the planetary. It makes it a very complicated fight. We do have an overseer, which we could be spending his energy so we can actually have a look at where our opponent is. He stims, he walks up, absolutely crushed. With the amount of ravages you have, you could have just biled right here, crushed both the bunkers and walked in, or biled here and killed the 2 tanks and then walked in. Your army here is actually quite robust compared to what he has. We're biling what we can. For this level, I feel like the army movement is actually a lot better than some of the diamonds I see, which is incredible, right? We came in, we biled that, and we walked away. We didn't stand in tank shot range to do that. We're using our lings to kind of forward scout a little bit. There's a lot of things here showing a ton of promise. The bars were sick. We want to, I reckon this overseer should honestly be here with its like Overwatch mode on, and every time he tries to bring units over here, we just kill it on the way, and then you just max out and just walk all over the whole lot. But we're going to see where we get to anyway. We're getting a hive. So much improvement on this game. So much improvement. Instead of squeezing in like a couple of drones at a time, right? You know he's scared. He's sitting at home. Just build a whole round of drones, man. Just go for it. You won't know what you're capable of until you start playing a bit more greedy. Here we go. He's moving out. So this army as well has no real strength versus what you have. This has no mobility as well. It's a shame that you don't already have banelings. But this shows you he's moving out. He's in a position now. He's just about to walk down the ramp and get absolutely zonked here, I feel. Yep. Yeah, Thrawn. There's obviously too many minerals, right? But this is, I believe this is Plat 3. So for a Plat 3 game, for the army movement I've seen and for the scouting that I've seen, I'm more than happy with this. This is incredible. Honestly, to be at 60 workers at 13 minutes with the biles that I've seen and everything else, the good scouting. All right, so now we just got this. Just walk on top of it, start a step in. That's over. And Hydras aren't really a good frontline unit, but when there's only a handful of Marines and the Marines have no... Oof, winter was loud. If the Marines have no healing, man, that's... Oh no, I didn't mean to press that. That was sick. You actually did so well there. That is a massive improvement. The only things I would say is, yeah, the Banes, they probably needed to be into the bunker, not into the back. Like, you didn't need to kill the supply depot when the bunker was there, right? The bunker is protecting the Marines, is adding 400 HP to each of those Marines. No, sorry. It's adding 100 HP to each of those Marines because there's 4 Marines in there. It's giving them longer range as well. It's walling off. So, like, sending the banelings into the bunker takes care of, like, almost all of those problems instantly, right? And if there's any banelings left, they will just they'll just blow up on the Marines that are in the bunkers when the bunkers explode too, therefore reducing his army even more and still giving you a door in. All things considered, man, that is a huge improvement for what it was. I think with what you've shown me there, I think you're going to be getting into diamond real quick with that. So that'll be exciting. Awesome stuff, dude. Look forward to seeing some more.